so 4 for a quorum. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Great.
Okay.
Call to order. No. I got pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The roll call. Damien?
Here.
Mayor Kramer?
Here.
Agnes?
Agnes, is ill.
Oh.
Okay. Carolyn?
Here.
Iris? Not here. John Clyde?
John Clyde's away this week. I will be John Clyde today.
The second? NBC, I'm here. And January?
Also, I am here.
Your name's not there?
No.
Why not your name? I'm
Oops.
sorry.
Sorry.
He's now the 5-year person. Or he filled the 5-year spot.
You have an insurance?
I have
He said 5 years.
sworn in, so.
That's why you're not here. Okay. In accordance, Open Public Act statement, in accordance with the Open Public Meeting, the schedule and notification of this meeting have been provided to the Courier News, the Home News Tribune, and the Franklin Township Clerk. Copies have been posted at the library's vestibule and are also available at the reference desk. Nomination and elections of officers. We have John Clyde, right?
Well, I wouldn't elect.
No, this
No?
is president.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So we open.
Right, so actually, January should be running this
Yeah.
clerk. Well, if you are running if you wish to be the president again, then January should run it. If you don't, then it's perfectly fine for you to run it.
I never thought about that.
Someone who is running a meeting should not be a candidate
Correct.
to run the meeting.
Correct.
It's just considered
Okay.
fair enough.
Okay, so I'll run it.
You run it, please.
Okay. Are there any nominations for the office of president?
Well, he's president now. Did you want to run again?
No.
No?
Oh, well, then you could have run it, but okay.
I don't want.
Okay. I'll take it. If I'll
You can
nominate
nominate
myself.
yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless there's an objection.
You're welcome. No.
Okay.
Well, you were before me anyway.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's why.
All in favor?
Well, wait, you have to ask if there are other nominations.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are there any other nominations for the office of president?
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody against? Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
You get to run, right? Now you can
Now
run
he's
the rest of-
running,
No.
runs the rest of
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Any nominations for treasurer?
Vice president, treasurer.
Vice president / treasurer, yes.
I nominate Nick. What do you think?
Santa?
I would accept that position if and I would run against whoever else is nominated.
Okay. Are there any other nominations?
Treasurer.
No? Seeing none? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? No one? Okay. Congratulations, Nick.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And secretary, do we know if Iris wanted to run again?
Probably.
I will nominate Iris. I spoke to her a couple of times about this, and her answer was, well, see how things go. I think what she meant was, if there are other nominations, she will accept the position, and I nominate Iris.
She can always refuse.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other nominations? Seeing none. All in favor of electing Iris as secretary?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? No one? Okay. So
Okay.
that's contingent on her accepting
Right.
it.
Yes.
Very well.
All right. Next, I'd like to open the floor to the public. Do I have a second? Nick?
I'm at this point.
Okay.
Thank you.
Um,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
You actually moved in second, so you have to call, whenever you move in second, you have to call for a vote. So.
okay, I'm sorry. All in favor of opening the floor to the public?
Aye.
Okay. At this point, we'd like to open the floor to the public.
I don't have anything to say
Nothing
at
to
this
say.
point. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I thought you were going to say
No,
something.
no.
All in favor, I'd like to make a motion to close the floor to the public. Do I have a second? Okay. All in favor of closing the floor to the
Aye.
public?
Aye.
Okay. Discussion and approval of minutes. If no one had any changes, the minutes are automatically approved. I saw no changes that need to be made. No? Looks good? Okay. Moving on is the director's report. First, we're going to look at the green financials. The only thing was the maintenance automation was at 100%. I just wondered what that was about.
That's a one-time, once-a-year bill.
That's okay. Everything else was within fluctuation limits. That's nothing really
That's
outstanding.
the CERC bill. CERC
Okay.
Thank you.
Director's discretionary fund always has the same numbers there.
Well, I save it until the end of the year.
I don't think you did.
What?
Did you spend any last year?
I don't know. I think it's been a little bit.
Okay.
I hope everybody took note that you've got a copy of the schedule of the meeting. And actually, what I'd like everybody to do, actually, there's nobody new here. I was going to ask you to write out your contact information so I could give it out to everybody. But unless anybody who's here wants to change what you gave me last year.
We need to have John next time.
Yeah, we do. I'll wait for that. Okay. The photo archive got launched, and we actually managed to get an article in the Franklin Reporter and Advocate about it. So that's always good news whenever we get the newspaper. And the teen librarian, she had one of those mannequin challenge things, which doesn't show up well in an article because even when you go to the website, it's just a bunch of people not moving. But they were happy doing it, and I was happy at the end to get the credit.
Sitting still.
Yes. Yeah, pretty good. And we had 1,168 people at 92 programs. And the winter reading programs have all started. They started on different dates this year. We had December 27th, January 20th, and January 22nd. And I have a copy of the children's program handout, which I will pass out, if not now, if not later on in the meeting. Here it is. These are kind of expensive to make, so I didn't make everybody a copy, but you can pass it around and share it. And it's tax season again, so you'll be seeing the tax forms out there, and then pretty soon the AARP volunteers will be here doing taxes for people.
Right.
And that was it.
So when are they, the tax, the
AARP?
Starting in February.
February, and it's like they're here every night, or how does it
Here
work?
every day, just doing it every day.
So people can come
They have to
here?
make an appointment with AARP, not with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And is that free? Is that, how does that
It's
work?
free.
Okay.
It's free, but it's for senior citizens and people with a certain income level. But they will tell them that when if they call up to make an appointment.
Okay. Because I just want to point out, this thing isn't just to document our meetings. This is a way that we can get the word out. There's people who will be watching on FTTV, and now we can get the word out a little better. So if they have to be an AARP member?
No.
So
No.
they just call AARP?
There's a number up at the circulation desk,
Uh-huh.
and I think there's also information on their website. They call that number
Okay.
and make arrangements.
Okay. Perhaps you could, if you can get that number and call Justin.
Uh-huh.
Justin could have it scroll across the thing. So, and this is at, you can tell Justin at about 5:45, we were talking about this, and he could scroll it across there.
Okay.
And we can get the word out. That's great. I never knew we had that
Oh,
service.
really?
That's
5:40,
terrific.
that's good.
That's terrific.
You don't have to do your own now.
I don't.
That's it for the president's report, the director's report.
Preparation, yeah.
For the president's report, I had nothing. So moving on to the correspondence and communication, which we just talked about a second ago. We had the mannequin challenge. That's good press and gets people in, gets kids in. And then we had the photos.
Right.
Almost 1,000 photos are going to be put in from the wave.
Ultimately, yes. Huge collection.
From, what is it, like 26? 1932.
Nice.
So they'll be going right on the website.
And I do have one other note that came in after I just sent out the packets. It's a $25 donation from a patron who, she and her husband had attended one of our classes on computers, and she was most appreciative, and she praised the staff, and particularly the head of adult services who did the class, and then she made the $25 donation.
And who is the adult staff who ran that program?
Ann Smith.
Ann Smith, yes.
Okay. Next up is old business, televising the board meetings.
Fine.
Well,
We are in
we're being televised. Well, we've got the camera set up.
This is
We're
just-
recording it.
Just until Andrew? was it?
Yeah.
So until we follow up next month with Andrew?
That's up to Iris.
Iris is taking
Supposedly
care of
he
that,
was
yeah.
supposed to send her something today, and he didn't. She was going to forward it to me. He didn't.
Oh.
So this is kind of an interim, temporary thing until we get more information. Until I get more information, because this camera is on loan from a staff member.
Okay.
So, and I thank whatever staff member and you for arranging that. I would like to make a motion that, because this has taken over a year, that the board empowers January, perhaps with the help of Nick, to make a decision and get this done and get it moving. I mean, I'm glad this is here. We'll see how well it turns out, but we're meeting once a month, and every month we don't quite have an answer. So I certainly think you're capable of this, and I think Nick is capable of this. So I would like to make that motion. Should ask if there's a second to the motion before there's discussion.
Second to the motion.
Okay.
Is there, well, exactly what are we, I'm just not sure what she would be doing. What would she be
We need to
getting
buy or
something
whatever.
or?
Right, well, to come up with a final solution, I think the board has lent itself towards the idea of buying a camera, buying equipment, videoing it, and submitting it to the IT department. I don't think we should rehash the idea of hiring someone to come in and do it. That's where we're going. And so it needs to come down to the equipment. The thing that was holding it up is Iris was concerned about the format that we would be videoing in, and is the camera capable with the right format? Isn't that the question she had?
Well, she also had a contact that she was hopeful was going to either give us a discount on the equipment or give us the
For
equipment for free. Yeah, that's what the holdup has been.
Okay.
Trying to get the stuff.
Without paying
So,
a penny.
Yeah.
so I guess so. My motion would be for January to follow up
Yeah.
on that, and if that doesn't happen, then
We can buy.
to buy and get it going.
Okay. Can we have a second?
I second.
Okay, so,
All in favor?
well, you can now,
Oh,
so now that we're being televised, you really have to kind of follow Robert's rules. So the next thing would be for you to ask discussion to see if anyone else has a comment.
does anybody else have anything to add to that, or modify? Okay. Call for a vote. All in favor?
We're spending money, so a roll call vote would be appropriate.
Okay. MC?
Yeah.
I vote for. Nick?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
And correct.
Did you want to put a cap on the money?
Say
That
500.
wasn't in the, that wasn't in the
It wasn't
motion.
in
Well, we-
the, oh,
Judgment.
We'll follow up with Iris and we'll see.
Right.
We'll decide.
I mean, I guess 1,000 would be.
you know me, I'm not gonna
Right.
do it as.
Yeah.
1,000 would be a
economically-
real lot.
Yeah.
Doesn't come to
But I don't want to put a cap of 500 and it's 510 and
Yeah.
then.
Okay.
No cap.
Okay.
Great, terrific. And just to the, if the sound and picture quality here is not great, this is, we're just starting out, we're working up, it'll get better.
If this is good, if this comes out crystal clear and we can hear everything perfectly, or would we be satisfied with
Same thing?
same model maybe? Or just
Yeah.
In case it's good, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I've looked and it seems the Sony is the one with the nice
One of the best, yes.
wide lens. The Canon has the microphone jack, Sony has the wide lens, so,
We'll see what this sounds.
see, yeah.
Usually it's the sound that's the issue. not
I
the
know,
picture,
that's why I,
including council.
Well, we did sound test it, and we
Okay,
had it at half volume and it was okay, so.
great.
More safe.
okay.
I really thank you for doing that, very much.
All right. Moving on to new business. Is there any? And does anyone have any new business?
No way out.
No.
Just something I guess we should be aware of. The township has, it's now out that we've bought Consulate Missions.
Oh.
That's the, it's the Mission Church at the corner of Cordeloo and Route 27.
Nice lot.
There is a building there, and there's going to be a lot of talk about what's going to go in that building. I have my own ideas, but the thought of putting some kind of library facility of some kind there, or some, that if people are, I'm not saying that's the way it's going to go. No one knows how it's going to go, but if people have that kind of thought, then you might want to think about it. There's a lot. Everyone in the world wants something out of that, but it's something we should consider. And I am beginning to lobby fellow council members for the work that's going to be done at Lewis Street. We're going to start trying to figure out, and we're going to hire somebody. I shouldn't say I'm lobbying yet, but we're going to be hiring someone to figure out how to build the youth center and kind of a needs assessment for the youth center. And I think this body wants the library branch to be there. So we're going to want, as the library, if everyone agrees, to try to become involved with that so that we can get a library, have the library branch be part of the youth center on Lewis Street.
Good idea. So for youth anyway.
Right. My hope is that building will house both the youth center and the library.
I've given some thought to that too, and perhaps we could have a small library branch and adjacent to it a room for meetings that could be locked off and perhaps used by the library when they had a meeting, and other people, security for the library being the main thing. We'd have to be able to lock our library off from that common room and use it as needed, and maybe even schedule it as needed.
So we may also want to be able to lock the library off from the youth center.
Yes.
Because there'll be times the youth center will be open, not the library, not the youth center.
I think that's a minimal requirement for security for us, for both our equipment and our patrons.
I had hoped for the library to have its own entrance, actually. I think
Yes.
that would work best.
Right. And these are all kinds of things that,
It is possible.
when they start planning this, that if it's going to include the library, that we would
Private entrance.
need to vocalize.
We do have one letter into Mr. Bornlacher telling of our interest in it. What we have not done is told him what our needs are in terms of square footage and things like the separate entrance.
So come.
I did say the separate entrance.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty sure. I don't know if I did the square footage. I'd have to look at the letter again.
Yeah, okay, but that's certainly, the separate entrance is certainly a must.
A must, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then the other idea I had, this is borrowing from the Board of Ed used to do this. They stopped doing it actually once they started televising because it made it difficult. But I wonder if one meeting this year, do we want to have a meeting in our southern branch, just so the board members get to see the branch? I don't know. Is there a room to do it in, or?
There's no room to do it in. We'd have to do it when the library was open. It's one big room.
Oh, okay.
It's one big room. That's
See, I haven't been there, so
Yeah.
that's right. Okay.
But
Doesn't
it's
work.
it's a good idea.
It could be done, just setting up a table.
I think it would be disruptive though.
Yeah.
Unless if we did it on a night when the library wasn't open.
When the library's closed, yeah.
But then you have the problem of people think the library's open, so they come in. There's a lot of things. People, I'm sorry, we're just open for the meeting. You can come to the meeting, but you can't use the library, and that gets to be difficult.
Okay, I mean, we could, one day a year, that for an hour and a half, the library board will have a meeting there, and people are there. Just a thought. Those people could participate or whatever. It's, we close down Canal Road twice a year so people can bike on the road without cars. That's disruptive too. Just a thought. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay.
Not.
It is possible.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be nice for us to, because I've never been there.
Show our face.
Suppose I could just go there, but.
You could.
I've been there 3 times.
I can show you the way.
I was impressed. I think it's a nice setup there.
Okay.
Expensive, but nice.
Okay, that's it for new business?
Yes.
Okay. Next, the executive session. I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session.
1 second.
You have a second?
No.
Who's
He has to
second?
go. I second it.
Oh, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Call for a vote to go into executive session. Aye?
You can do that by acclamation. Oh, yeah.
I'm saying aye.
Yeah. Oh, aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Right. Thank you.
Does this
Think,
point of my
54.
education, does this motion have to say what we're going to go into
Executive session.
executive session for?
Yes, you do have to
Yes.
generally say what you're going
Yes.
for. Thank you.
Okay.
So the motion should,
Make a motion to go into executive session for property negotiation. Discussion of property negotiation.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
No.
I can do the motion.
They're on. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Second by receipt. All opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now back into public session. The only thing we have left is the confirmation of the next meeting.
Before we do, if I may,
Yes.
Chair, I'm just wondering how the book drop is working.
Very well.
Great,
Very well.
great. People just are, like it doesn't jam up with cars?
No,
or-
not that I don't watch it all the time, but I haven't heard or seen any problems.
No complaints.
And people have come in and said, a few people have said they're happy with it.
Great,
So, and we're all very happy. So thank you.
great. So for $10 worth of paint
Yeah.
and a sign.
Simple solution for something that was going on and on and on for
Great.
years.
Terrific. Okay.
Okay, confirmation of next date, Wednesday, February 22nd,
Yes.
5:30 PM. That's it.
Yes.
I make a motion to adjourn. NBC
Second.
seconds. 6:58, 59.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock
exactly.
even, okay?
Even,
Five.
6,
6 o'clock?
6 even, yes.
And you have to go anyway, so.
Perfect.
Yeah,
All in favor?
yeah.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay.
Wow.
Very good.